in here, Arta, and welcome to my channel. I just want to show you how you crochet chevron. Chevron is kind of like V-shaped lines, like you see the V shape, like when you fold it here, so you can see that clear like a V shape. Or some people like call zigzag because when it goes like zigzag, so you can make different size, like you want a small, or you want a bigger, or you want to go really big, even bigger than this one can do. So I can show you how you can do this one. It just kind of, when you remember that pattern, so you can, it's kind of easily to remember, like how you can do. So for example, when you want to make a small one, just this one, for example, this one, it's in here, is kind of in the middle. You have a 4 stitches, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 4 or 5. This one is more like 4. So when I can show you. So for example, when you this one, it's V shape, yes. So it's just gonna go, it's in here. So you just kind of always remember. So in one side, yes, you have always 1 stitch up and 1 down. When you go in the next line, so you have 1 stitch down, another on the top. When you go in next line, so you have 1 stitch up, in the middle whatever number, and then it's 1 stitch down. So it just kind of, this pattern, it's kind of like when you remember. So on the top of your like a line, it will be 1 stitch on the top and 1 on the down. Those stitches, that it's kind of, it's like you, when you remember those thing. So it's in the middle, you can take number 5 stitches, you can put it, yes. Or you can put another number as well, you can put in the middle, you can put 7 or 10 or 8, whatever number you like it, yes. So when you remember this one, yes, so this one, it's one V stitch, yes, V shape, yes. So remember, so you have kind of imaginary one line in the middle, and in here it's kind of so you I'm in here, so you have 1 on the top, 1 on the down, that it's 2, and in the middle have 5. So that it means I have 7 stitches on one line. Then another one, it's 7 stitches. So all together for this one, I need 14 stitches. For example, if you are, if you for example, in here, it's in this one, it is kind of it is kind of bigger one, So in here, I have in the middle 10. So on this one, so I need altogether. So on the one side, altogether, I have 12 stitches. On other, on the up side, it's another 12 stitches. And all together for this one, I need 24 stitches. That it means I made 2 V shape. So all together I needed 48 stitches. And whatever stitch count, and then to go up, you always add 1 stitch, one chain, because as you're making a single crochet, it's in US, UK, it will be double crochet. That's kind of I will be show you how you can do it, this one. So I just kind of give you idea what way you can think how many stitches will I need for my work. So that's why and I will show you I will do this part. So I will do for example, I just will do, for example, I will do just only two those V shapes. So that it means I need together like 28 and plus 1. So now we're grabbing a yarn and making 29 stitches all together. You're making a slip stitch and you're doing 29 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try make chain a little bit loose, because that's like no, when you end up like no for your work, it just kind of like no, in a yarn it's just kind of like a little bit stretchy. Yes, if it's not too stretchy, that your all your work is kind of end up like a curl up, and it's wouldn't be so nice. So if you cannot make a loose chain, I would say you take one hook size up, so that you can make so nice loose chain. But if you are taking hook size up, just remember when you're going on your doing your single crochet in US or double crochet in UK, you going on the same size what you are recommended like on your yarn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 13, 14, 28, and one more. That is because when I'm doing so now going back, you're doing like single crochet in your second stitch from your hook. You are just kind of missing that first stitch, so in a second stitch I like do in a back loop. If you like do like on a front loop, it's okay, but when you're doing back loop, you just kind of end up with a work like your starting work, it's kind of like nice, kind of you see that V, like you see that V shapes, just kind of nice end for your work. So all way up you're doing single crochet, and you really on a chain, you see you have a chain, that V stitch on the top, in a really on the back on the bottom you have that loop. You doing that single crochet in US, double crochet in UK in your back loop. So that's kind of like you doing all way that on the back, like that all like in here. So you end up with this one. You see, it is kind of when you have loose chain, that it's your work, it's kind of a little bit like an always. So it's in here you have altogether 28 stitches, so that it means you can do those like two like a V shape thing. So now we are kind of making that the first when we are kind of like that a row. Remember when you are I said that a stitch on a top, yes? So stitch on a top. So on a stitch on a top, you're increasing on the top, and you are missing those two stitches on the bottom. So now in here I'm doing a chain 1, and in the first stitch in here I'm making 2 single crochet. It's single, it's in US, double, it's in UK. So you in the first stitch you have 2 stitches. And now in next 5 stitches you making single crochet. single crochet it's in US, double crochet it's in UK. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, yes? Now we are missing 2. You see the 2 in the bottom? We are missing them. And we are doing in a third, you're doing single crochet. Now you need altogether 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you have 5 single crochet in US, double crochet in UK. Now we are on the top of your V shape, yes? Now, where's on the top? You're making 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. Single crochet it's in UK, US, and UK it will be double crochet. That is your first V stitch. Now we are going in the next one. In the next one, it's in here. You see, you need to do in same stitch 2 single crochet, or UK it will be double crochet. So it's in here. Now doing 5 single crochet in US, UK it will be double crochet. So it's in here. Remember, on the top you have the 2 in 1, then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going down. So in the bottom you need to miss 2, one from this side, another one from another side, so it's 2. So you're missing 2, and in a third you're making single crochet. In US, UK it will be double crochet. So you need 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now you end up like in the last one. You see it's in here, last one. In here, yes. You making 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. Single crochet it's in US, double crochet in UK. So now we are kind of starting making a shape. And now it all will go same. So now turn your work, chain 1. In the first stitch, you see in the first stitch, you're making 2 single crochet, it's in US, double crochet in UK on the top. Now I need to go down 5 single crochet, it is in US, UK it will be double crochet. So it's a count, you can count. You see 2 in the first stitch you have. Now you need 5, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet in US and double crochet in UK. So now you are missing 2 stitches. 1, 2. Just remember, on the bottom you are missing 2 stitches, yes. And then it's going up. Like no, we need in here 5, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So how you kind of say, it's like, oh my god, how many stitches I make. So when you remember, you see it's easy to remember to count. You see, when you are walking in here, yes, this, it is last fifth stitch going down. Now you are missing two, yes? So two it's missing in here. You are just kind of skipping. And the next one, so you just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it just kind of how it's easy to count, like, no, if you lost your count, so it's easy to find, like, no, you're missing in here. So you kind of look in. So I have in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 stitches already down in here. So next one, I'm actually doing a top. So in first, I'm doing 2 double crochet in one stitch. And then the next stitch, you making again 2 double crochet US and 2 double crochet in UK. So it just kind of like, no, it makes that like, no, it's like on a top in here, you know. You see that in a top in here, you see this one in here. So it makes nice one, kind of like, no, it's kind of like, no, in here, 2 in here. You can see when you kind of like, no, pull up your work. So you can see it's 2 stitches in here and 2 stitches in here. So that's kind of your work. So 2 stitches in this one and 2 stitches in here. Now we are going down 5 single crochet. It's in a US. Double crochet, it will be in UK. So you will be 5 down. Now you are missing a 2. 1, 2. And the next one, you're doing single crochet in US, double crochet in UK. So you need make 5 double crochet in UK, single crochet it's in US. So now we are doing last stitch. It will be single crochet, 2 of them in one stitch. So you end up like that. So you just kind of remember 2 on the top, each in each stitch. So you are putting these ones on the bottom, you are skipping, and in here you're adding 2. So in one stitch, you're making 2. So that's kind of like, no, you're making that wavy thing. So now I show you how you can change the color. To change the color, so it's in the last, like, no, you made one single crochet in US, double crochet in UK. So you making pull yarn through and you kind of leave it. You have a 2 on your hook. Taking your next yarn, just kind of leave some tail, like tail, and pulling through. That's how I change my yarn. So that way you can change. Then turn your work, chain 1, and in the first stitch you're doing 2 single crochet. So you have like chain 1, kind of like sealed, and then you have 2 single crochet in one stitch. So now I will snap my yarn. So it just kind of like keeping, and now it's 5 single crochet in each stitch. So it just kind of next 5 stitches you will be kind of like single crochet. In US, UK, it will be double crochet. So you can kind of see 1, like 5 stitch. Now, as you're on the bottom, you are missing 2 stitches. You miss 2 stitches, and in a third one, you're doing single crochet. In US, UK, it's double crochet, and you're making 5 stitches on all way top. Okay, so it's and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the next stitch, you're doing 2 single crochet. It's in US, UK, it's double crochet. Then in the following stitch, just kind of remember, is that like, when you're going on a top in each stitch, so you have 2 stitches where this you have to increase. So in one stitch, so it's 1 and 2, and then it's going 5 single crochet down, 2, 4, and 5. So it's kind of going down. Yes, now miss 2 stitches, and in a third you're doing single crochet. In US, UK, it's double crochet, and you need a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's running away. So you have 5 in here. On the last stitch in here, you're making 2 double crochet. So that way you can kind of keep going. So for example, it's in here, it's in 2. I made in here. You can see it's in here. It's 3. It just kind of same principle. Everything just only add up an extra that we stitch. So it's in here. It's just 10. I just kind of keep that hide it in here. So it's in here. You have 2 V stitch. For example, if you want to make a board 2, 3, 4, 5, for example. Yes, so you just kind of only remember you have stitch up, stitch down, and whatever number you put in here, another stitch down, stitch up, and whatever number you put in here. So you just kind of remember, you almost when you are putting all together on the top, you have 2 stitches. Which ones you need add, it's kind of on each this stitch you're adding 2. In each this one, add 2. Where's you missing in here? Okay, you missing in here, you just kind of that one. So is that way kind of tries makes your that it's a zigzag. So it just kind of that way you can count how many stitches you need, and then it's kind of and always add 1 more stitch, so that you can for single crochet it is, or double crochet for UK. So for example, it's in here I have 1, 2, 3 V's. Yes, so I have 14 by 3. So altogether I need in here 42 stitches I need. Okay, so altogether I need 42 stitches, and chains, 42 chains plus 1 for your chain to going up. Hopefully it actually helps you how to do CHEVRON pattern.